Hey Tool School, it's David, and hopefully I can provide some interesting and possibly entertaining content and make you smarter than you were before you watched the video. So today's topic is ratchet straps. So I've been using ratchet straps since my Navy days. We called them cargo straps then, and I just wanted to kind of compare and contrast. So this is your typical big box ratchet strap. It's an inch strap, and I'm not a technical expert, so I'm not trying to make you one, but it is important if you are tying down a specific load, you need to make sure that the material you're using is rated for that. This is a Husky brand, the house brand for Home Depot. Not something I would rely on for life safety, but for tying stuff down that's not super important, it's pretty handy. This, on the other hand, is a brand that is made in the US. It's called US Ratchet, and it is a much better strap. And it is rated at, the working load is 800 pounds, and the breaking strength is 2,400 pounds. So you always want to stay within the working load limit. What I like about these, besides being made in the US, is definitely a higher quality material in the strap. It has got a better hook, and it costs more. And as my auto shop teacher in high school said, you get what you pay for and buy the best you can afford. So what I'm comparing is apples to apples, because these are both 1-inch straps. There's no question about the quality between the two. You can see the actual ratcheting mechanism, and this is much stronger. Just the size is considerable. I've not had one of these fail. Now, I've had these fail. The reason I purchased these, mostly because it was unplanned. On a trip and needed them, going to Walmart or into Home Depot, you can buy a pack of 6 or 8 or whatever for, you know, 30 bucks or so. I consider them throwaway. I still use them, but nothing important. This, on the other hand, I don't get muddy, I don't get dirty, I don't mess around. If I need to tie down something important, I use these. And on that note, I've got the same company makes a 2-inch strap, and this dude is rated for, the working load limit is 4,000 pounds, and the breaking strength is 12,000 pounds. But again, much higher quality, made in America. So compare that to this 2-inch strap. This one I believe I got at Tractor Supply. The reason why you don't see a buckle on here is because the buckle failed on both of the ones that I bought. And again, I didn't plan to buy these. I got this because it was on a trip and I needed to bring something home. So I went to Tractor Supply, bought these, and they were junk. Nothing against Tractor Supply. It's just that these are made in China and they're, again, pretty much throwaway. So I don't remember the company where I sourced these, but these are my old truck ratchet straps. These are the straps that I used to tow my rock crawler around, and you can see they're kind of purpose built. They're not very long, but again, they and 2-inch wide strap. When I bought them, I knew what the working load limit was, and I bought them to be able to hold my rock crawler. I believe they were about 4,000 pounds a piece because that's why I got them. So as you notice, there are different ends. So on this one, you have this kind of hook end. Here, this hook, and then this hook. Now, what I use to hold my my off-road vehicles is I use chains. I chain the truck down. Eventually, the fabric will lose its strength just because it's stretched and because UV light will degrade them. How much, I don't know, but I don't want to dink with it. I don't want to worry about it being cut because you can cut these. If you rub them on a sharp edge, they will fail. Here's the first of the 2 tips that I'm going to give you about using ratchet straps properly. So what I used to do before I got smart was I would hook up the 2 ends to what I was going to tie down, and then I would pull as hard as I could and then start ratcheting. And you would get depending on what you were tying down, you'd get a couple of wraps and think you were good. Well, that's not good, because these things secure by friction and by leverage. So by only taking half a wrap or so, or even a single wrap, you're not getting the full strength. So the proper way to ratchet a strap is to get enough slack. If you can do this, it's great. To end up tightening it to where this drum is completely full. It's hard to do, so just do it as much as you can, pulling taut on the strap while you ratchet it down, getting as much as you can around here, and that's increases the friction and the amount of leverage that this drum is wrapped around. So that's tip number one. That is the proper way to tension a ratcheting strap. The second tip is always lock the buckle. Lock the buckle down so that it doesn't move, because if you leave it this way, it can ratchet down, and this is how you loosen it. So in this position is how you unravel the strap. So if you've got your load tight, everything's wrapped around properly, and you don't secure this, and it bounces around and opens, you're done. It'll come loose, and that's the failure point. So hopefully you got something out of this. You learned something. It was educational, if not entertaining. It's David from Tool School, and I'll see you next time.